Hi everyone, this is Shalu Kumar from ONTC again. I'm an experienced OSCE nurse trainer for the NMC OSCE exam in UK and also the lead trainer for OSCE nurse training Cambridge. So in today's video, I will be covering one of your another NMC OSCE stations. So if you like my videos, please press the like button now and subscribe to my channel. Okay, in today's video, we are going to be covering one of your other topics for professional values. Okay, so we are going to be covering the topic of witnessed abuse. So we're going to do that. Few of you have been asking me to do that one, so I am going to do that one today. So I will make you understand the topic a bit better. We then going to look at a scenario, and then we're going to look at worked out answers. Okay, so we'll look at the scenario, look at the main points to consider, and then write our answers at the end. So just a quick reminder, professional behavior or professional value station is a written station. It's a 10-minute station in your exam. It's a scenario based station where you're going to be given a scenario. You will read that scenario, then apply the NMC code to that scenario, and then write your action points as bullet points. Okay, so that's what you have to do. What can you do to prepare? Just make sure that you know the code, NMC code. Second thing is that you practice with scenarios, like I'm going to show you one in this video. Third thing is that you know your marking criteria. You know and understand the marking criteria set by the NMC for these stations released by the test centers. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. Right, okay, so let's get started with today's topic. So I'm going to show you on the screen that there is a scenario there for this topic of witness abuse. So let's have a look what the scenario says. So the scenario is very simple. Normally they are simple scenarios just to make you think about that topic. Okay, so it will be very clear in your exam which topic you are giving answers for. So in this topic here, you are nurse in charge working on a ward at night, and you witness one of your colleagues lifting the patient up the bed by the patient armpit. So okay, so they're basically dragging the patient up by putting their forearm under the patient arm. Okay, so they're dragging the patient up, doing a drag lift basically. You also see that your colleague is speaking to patient in loud and harsh tone. Okay, so that's what you have witnessed. So it is basically, if so it's a wrong moving patient handling maneuver. Okay, so the it's a wrong method, so it will count as a kind of physical abuse. Okay, and then again, if your colleague is speaking to your patient in a loud and harsh tone, that's not acceptable, so that would cause emotional distress to your patient. So you have witnessed this. So what would your actions will be? So let's look at the points to consider. So we already see that this is a first thing is recognizing that inappropriate moving and handling technique is used to move the patient up the bed. Okay, so definitely this we do not do drag lifts anymore. We all do our patient handling training every year and update, so it's definitely will count as physical abuse. So we cannot use wrong lifting maneuvers which will cause physical harm to our patient, pain and discomfort. Okay, so that is definitely the first thing to recognize. Second thing is the patient may have suffered physical harm with this unsafe practice. Is definitely unsafe practice. We should not be holding patient under the armpits or shoulders and dragging them up the bed. Okay, third thing is identify that the harsh tone of your colleague may have caused the patient emotional distress as well. Fourth thing to consider is it's absolutely important to report this behavior because this is not correct, it's not acceptable behavior. Next thing is raise the concern. Okay, so you do need to raise it, and you need to raise it in verbal and in writing with your line manager. Senior manager. And the next thing is that you you will have to record this as a witness testimony as well. Another thing, we all know that we need to keep and uphold the standards and values set out in the code, and this behavior does not reflect those standards. Okay, so those are the main points to consider when you come across a scenario where you do think patient has been caused physical or emotional harm. It means you have witnessed abuse. Okay, so these are the points to consider. So let's now write these points into full bullet points on your answer sheet. So next is your answer sheet now. So these are your written answer. Before we were just only thinking about the points. Now these are your answers you're gonna write in your exam. So let's have a look at it. So the first point is, my first bullet point is, I recognize that my colleague has used an unsafe and clinically inappropriate moving and handling technique to move the patient up the bed, okay, because this is not acceptable technique. Second thing is, I recognize that the patient may have suffered physical harm, okay, by being forcefully moved up the bed. So I will perform a full assessment and ensure that the patient is comfortable and no harm has been caused. Okay, so that's important point. So you will write, I recognize that the patient may have suffered physical harm by being forcefully moved up the bed. I will perform a full assessment and ensure the patient is comfortable. Third thing is, I recognize that the tone and delivery of the colleague's words was aggressive and inappropriate and caused the patient emotional distress. So I will speak to the patient with compassion and empathy, and I will reassure the patient. Okay, so that's really important because your patient will be upset by this behavior. Next one is, it is my professional duty to report behavior of this nurse to senior manager, and it may result in a notification to Nursing and Midwifery Council. Failure to report concern may bring my own practice, my own fitness to practice into question and place my own registration at risk, okay, because reflecting the duty of candor. So that's really important point as well. So you definitely need to report this. So next point is about reporting, going ahead and reporting. So next one will be, I will raise the concern with my manager at the earliest opportunity, okay, verbally and also in writing. I need to be clear, honest and objective about the reasons of my concerns. So okay, so you're only going to report what you have seen. So you have to be honest, clear and objective about the reasons for my concerns. Okay, next thing is, I will document this and include what was seen. So I will document this incident and I will include what was seen and which steps were taken to deal with the matter, and including the name of the person who I reported the incident to. Okay, and I will need to sign and date this document. Okay, need this to date this witness statement. Okay, so you will have to write the witness statement. Now the last point is, I acknowledge the need to keep and uphold the standards and values set in the code, which are prioritizing people, practicing effectively, preserving safety and promoting professionalism and trust. So this topic actually reflects, obviously this topic is concerned with all those main values, because it does not, this behavior doesn't reflect any of those values set in the code. Okay, so that is what this station is about, the witness abuse. So I hope you know now how to write your answers and have better understanding of this topic. Top tips, again, not many, is a written station. Please practice that your handwriting is clear. Number 2 is practice with a timer, that you are able to write. There are quite few points in this topic, so you are able to write in 10 minutes all those points. And third thing is, make sure you know your marking criteria and you understand the topic and the marking criteria. So those are my main top tips for this topic. So I hope you like the video. If you do, please press the like button now and subscribe to my channel. You can also visit us on OSCEnursetraining.com, and if you would like to email us to know more about our training, we provide both online and face-to-face, then email us on OSCEnursetraining@outlook.com. I will soon be back with another video for you. Bye for now.